Hey guys, how's it going? Decided to knock out a quick review. So I started to check out this comic called God Complex, which is, despite what the name is, it's really a cyberpunk sci-fi detective noir thriller. It's pretty interesting. It's by Image Comics, the subsidiary, I think, TopCow. So really, how it starts off is there's been a triple homicide by some weird, I guess, cult slash church called the Trinity, I believe. Your main protagonist is this character name. I think his name is Seneca. He's your standard detective protagonist. At first viewing, he seems like he's just your brooding character, really mysterious, but probably doesn't seem like he'll get much development, which was a pleasant surprise because you find out that's not the case. There's a lot behind the scenes with this character, and he's actually a lot more involved with the supposed antagonist or a group of people that you think are the villains. That's another thing I've got to point out, is that this comic has a lot of twists and turns that you don't expect. Certain characters that you think may be the villains turn out to be the characters' allies. Certain characters that you think you can trust, such as Hermes, who's I guess you could say, the chief of security of the police department that the main protagonist Neko works for. Seems like a trustworthy individual. Later on, you kind of get into it. It might be a little bit more complex than that. It's a lot of gray here and there. The city, I think, is called Delphi. That the occurrence of the situation is going on in. But a few things that I noticed going through this is that the art is your standard TopCow Image Comics art. Not the best. It's definitely not the worst. I've seen some really bad indie art by Image and TopCow, and I'm just looking, how in the world did these people get away with this? How did these people even get a job? Unfortunately, that's Image right now. They're not at their best. I would say they do have some good comics here and there. One's Descender, which is really good if you're into kind of that Mass Effect, Star Wars, Star Trek type thing, Guardians of the Galaxy, with a lot of alien characters and adventure and action. That's definitely a comic you want to check out. The art's amazing. I think the guy who does the art is Dustin Nguyen, and the writer's Jeff Lemire, who's done a lot of stuff in Marvel, written a lot of stories in Marvel. But yeah, the art is not the best, but the world building, I feel, kind of helped makes up for it. There's a lot of things in there. It's kind of hard to explain. I think this is one of those comics you really got to pay attention and reread multiple times. There's certain things, if you're not really paying attention, you'll kind of miss certain tidbits that are important. But yeah, I would say anyone who's been waiting or looking around for some really neat cyberpunk stories, because we know those are few and far between as of late, definitely give this a shot. Give it a look. Despite its mediocre art, I really think there's something interesting to get here. There's one thing I do have to point out: the coloring is really neat. That's one of the staples of a lot of ultra sci-fi shows like this. Shows that you may watch are anime. The comic does a really good job of using rain and neon lights in the backgrounds and the settings, and it does a really good job of that. But yeah, go ahead, give it a shot. I would suggest picking up on a Comixology. You can try to find some shops. I think one shop had one of the issues that came back. I think it was issue number 2. It wasn't there, and I don't think they had issue number 3. I think they might have stopped ordering it, or maybe it sold out pretty well. Not quite sure. I haven't looked at the sales numbers. But if you get it at Comixology, the first 2 issues are $2, so they kind of get a discount. But yeah, definitely check it out. I think next issue number 4, comes out January. So see you to the next.